Hello and welcome you on to the show A Chat to the Professional, the show that has been designed to x-ray the activities of professional individuals and corporate bodies. My name as always Martin Tubu, and I am sure glad to be with you. Today we are discussing something totally different and very unique, because we are going to be having a special guest, someone who is making a difference in a very unique way. And I urge the young ones, especially the young ladies, please don't go anywhere. I'd like you to watch closely and listen attentively to the guest we are going to feature today, because I'm sure you're going to be inspired. So until we get back from the break, I'm not going to tell you who she is, but I'm sure you'll find her exciting. Please don't go away. We are going to take a short break now and we'll be back. You're welcome back. You're still watching the show A Chat to the Professional, and like I mentioned to you in my introduction, today we have a very unique guest. I say she is unique because she is making a difference in a very special way. She is a young lady, a graduate, but she decided to do something that ordinarily a very few percentage of our younger ones would want to get into. Instead of roaming the streets searching for white-collar jobs, she decided to do something special. She is a fashion designer and an interior decorator. So join me now as I welcome Lizzy Eke. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
All right, Lizzy, I'd like to know, after graduation,
yes,
you decided you were not going to go doing a 5 to, did they say 8 to 5? Or 5 to 9?
Some people say 9 to 5.
Oh, 9 to 5 job.
Yes.
And then you decided to take up something on your own. Tell us about that.
Well, after school, I did work with Oceanic Bank for a period of time, but I wasn't getting my happiness from there because I wasn't just cut out for it. The stress of waking up early and going to work, then coming back late, just wasn't my thing. Okay. So I then realized, fine, I've got this passion for fashion and also for interior decor. So I decided to go into it. I did learn how to sew for 1 year before I made mine official.
Okay. What did you study in school?
Psychology.
And which school was that?
Delta State University, Abaka.
When did you leave school?
2005.
2005.
Yes.
So practically you must have set up this your business between 2006 2007, am I right?
Yes, after NYSC.
Okay.
I actually made it official 2007 on the 6th of July.
So far so good. You've done roughly 4 years in the business.
Yes, I have.
How has it been?
Well, it's been hard, ups and downs. You get criticism as well as you get, like, you know, compliments. But I think so far so good. The compliments are more than the criticism. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Apart from the fact that you did not want to work in a bank where you wake up, say, 5 a.m. and you're getting home like 10 p.m., what other things inspired you to get into doing what you're doing?
Okay, you see, like in our society today, we have so many things coming in from China, which, like, you know, you go to one shop or you go to a boutique and you go to another. Let's say you've got like 5 different boutiques you walk into, you realize that they all have the same thing. So I said to myself, why don't I, you know, make a difference? I decided to, like, you know, not do the typical traditional attire where people say, okay, fine, only when they have like an event, say wedding, funeral, they now have to wear the typical ashrebi. Why don't I do something modern, something urban, you know, like what I'm wearing right now? It's my design.
Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, can you tell us about some of your works? You talked about fashion designing. You had to even go learning how to sew. I'll come back to that, but can you tell us other things you've done, especially as it concerns interior decoration? Have you been well patronized so far?
Well, I don't think I can complain because it's been like 60% good. Though you meet people, like you tell them, hey, I do interior decor, and they tell you, oh, it's all about, you know, curtains, don't bother, I can have my wife or my relative do, you know, curtains. And it's not just curtains, it has to do with, you know, you have to first of all, I measure the space to make sure I have the right furniture for it, because I wouldn't want to have a furniture that's too big for the space. Then color wise, artworks, painting, flower vases, things like that, to make, you know, space beautiful. It's all about interior, but people don't seem to have a broader like a wider perspective about interior decor. So far so good. It's been tough trying to convince people it's not all about just fixing curtains in one's apartment or space or whatever, you know, you have to do.
Okay, viewers, you've heard her there. At the moment, we are going to take a short break. By the time we return, we shall be getting into how she found it, learning how to sew, and what the response from her family was like. But that will be after the break. Please don't go away. We'll be back. You're still watching A Chat with the Professional, and then we have this special segment where we would like to talk about flowers. Flowers give life, but I'm not going to do much of the talking. We have a specialist as our guest who will tell us all about flowers and life flowers indeed. So join me now as I welcome Roop Saini of Floral Inspirations. My pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
All right, could you tell us about Floral Inspirations?
Floral Inspirations is Africa's largest supplier of fresh cut flowers, and we do a huge variety of flowers ranging from roses, carnations, lilies, you name it. We do all sorts of flowers, actually grown from our own farms worldwide. Well, live flowers have a huge advantage over any other sort of flowers that people use, because it gives people an opportunity to nurture something that is live. It obviously has advantages in offices and in homes because it increases the amount of oxygen in the atmosphere. It actually brightens up people's lives because it adds color to people's lives. And they're used for all occasions, but we're specifically focusing on Mothering Sunday, which is the next event which is coming up this year. Well, moms will be happy with any sort of flower, but the traditional flowers used for Mothering Sunday are actually carnations and chrysanthemums. Chrysanthemums also have the nickname mums. And the arrangement that you see here has pink carnations, which are the traditional color for mothers because pink signifies admiration, love, and respect. That is actually a carnation, those are chrysanthemums, those are light pink roses, and those are lilies. So you can actually choose from a variety of 6. The arrangements have different character depending on what sort of mom you have. But obviously mothers have, since the time that you're born, it's the only job, as it were, or only role in life that you can't thank her enough for. And Mothering Sunday is devoted to mothers, and it starts from the morning where she has breakfast in bed because her husband and her children make breakfast for her there. And you go to your place of worship on Sunday, and when you come back you have a family lunch together, and it's at that family lunch that, you know, you present her with flowers, especially because remember, flowers signify love, and when your mother gives birth to you, she gets flowers at the hospital, and that's because she's brought in life into this world, and we give her back a gift that also has life in it. And she appreciates it. Remember, it's one moment of thoughtness from you that lead to days of happiness for your mom, because she will watch these flowers grow over a period of about 7 days. Our flowers have a very long shelf life. So when you do put them in your home, they will look exactly like they were on the first day, still on the 7th day.
This is quite rare in this part of the world. In Nigeria, it's quite rare to find beautiful live flowers. Looking at them, one might be tempted to think they are synthetic flowers, but I could smell the freshness. How do I get these flowers?
It's very simple. Like we said, we obviously do flowers in major cities in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and Kano. So we're just one phone call away. The number is also very easy to learn. It's 0809, and on a normal keyboard, you just type in flowers. Final word is that mothers, yes, you might have your own mother, but remember your wife's mother, that's your mother-in-law. And when your children are small, they are not able to show their affection. And husbands must not only thank their own mother, their mother-in-laws, but they also must thank the mothers of their children. Because there's nothing that you're ever going to do in life that's going to thank a mother enough. And on Mothering Sunday, devote your time to her, spoil her, and give her something that's going to remind her that she brought life into this world. And the only way you can do that is by giving flowers. And just to show you a specimen of our flowers, we would like to present this to you on behalf of Floral Inspirations, so that it can add some color and some life to your life as well.
Can I have a close shot of this? You're welcome back. You're still watching A Chat to the Professional, and with me in the studio remains a fashion designer and an interior decorator, a very young lady who decided to make a difference in a very unique way, and her name, Lizzy Eke. Lizzy, before we went on break, you've told us what business has been like, but I want to get into asking you, when you decided to go learning how to sew, what was the reaction of your parents?
Wow. Well, not just my parents, friends as well thought like I wasn't doing the right thing for myself. But in the end, it's all about what I want, what gives me happiness and joy. You know, at first, my father thought it wasn't the best thing for me to do, to like leave the banking sector and say I want to go learn how to sew and become a tailor, in quotes, because that was how he used to refer to me. But now he calls me a professional tailor, which is, you know, a plus on my side. Okay. So, like, you know, at first I didn't get the encouragement I thought I would get from families and friends. But today, I think they have given me 110% of support. Yes. And
your friends in particular, their reaction then and reaction now, do you get patronage from such friends of yours who were your greatest critics at the time you decided to pull out of the banking sector?
Oh yes, indeed. I have one in particular. Her name is TJ, and as a then she said to me once, like, hey Lizzy, you know what, like way back we used to say, talk things like, you know, say behind your back and say, Lizzy doesn't know what she's doing. She has the best job like most girls or most people would want to have, but here she is quitting the banking sector to go do her thing. Okay. But today, like, half her wardrobe is my design.
Fantastic. You came out from school after your service, you went into the banking sector, and it never went into your brain like, all right, I have a lot of guys out there who will be willing to pay my bills. Why do I have to stress myself? Because unfortunately, it's very common now. That's what we see on the street. You have people who go into schools to study a course, and they come out, they don't even want to practice what they've studied. You ask them, what do you want to do? And they say anything. Yeah. Anything means ab initio there was no focus. And they now have to depend on men, as it were, to pay their bills. Why didn't you look in that direction? And what you do at the moment, does it have any negative impact on your daily living?
Well, what I do at the moment has no negative impact, you know. I enjoy what I do, like I said earlier on. And, you know, back to the first question about why didn't I think of, like, you know, having a guy there to pay my bills. I tell you what, people, there is no guy out there who would want to pay your bills or who can pay your bills for as long as you would want to.
For as long as you would want to.
For as long as you would want to, or for as long as you would love to have this guy pay your bills. Because someday you wake up and he's not there. Then it's like you have been here having that good life because, you know, you are getting free money from some guy. And when he's gone, you now go here and you have nothing to fall back on. So there's nothing as good as being independent. And you know, being independent attracts these men to you.
Okay.
They respect you more. They want to know what you are all about, and I think it's better that way. It's better that way.
Fantastic. Where are you based?
Benin City.
Benin.
Yes.
And you have good patronage there?
Well, not as I would like, but I still want to be there because all I need to do is create awareness, make people know what I do, make them understand and appreciate what I do. Okay. Because there's nothing as good as you having your own style. Like you could have one particular piece of clothing and, you know, you have that, I could use a particular fabric that's out there, but the design is different. So it's like you have your own unique style. You understand? Now you have something that's not common. That's how I classify fashion. It's best when you have something that's not common. So when you come out, people go like, oh, what's she wearing? Who's she wearing? It's nice, it's different. I haven't seen that before. Yeah.
Okay, do you have young people, especially ladies, who are working with you?
Yes, I do. I actually have 3 workers. Like I've got a lady and 2 guys.
Okay.
Yes, and I also have people who learn from me too.
Okay.
Yes.
Are they tellers as well?
Yes, they are. But like what I do most times, I design, I sketch what I want them to sew, and I give to them. If I'm less busy, like I also cut out the pattern and I also sew. But most times I just give it to them because I'm the boss.
Because you are the boss. I like that. Moving forward. By the way, as we are talking, we shall be showing you clips, you know, some of her works. You'll be seeing visuals of some of her works. But I'm going to ask you now, what's the way moving forward from now? What are you hoping to achieve within the next 2-3 years?
Wow. Wow. Well, like every business owner would really love, you know, to progress and, you know, move higher. I would love to have my clothing line like all over Nigeria, various shops outside Nigeria. Like I don't think the sky would even be my limits. I want to go out there and let people know, hey, you can do whatever you want to, and you know, just work hard and your dreams would come true.
Okay. Apart from your showroom, how else are you planning to showcase your work?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm slowly organizing a fashion show, which I hope will be coming up, say 6th of July. I hope that's not on a weekday. Or 6th of July, I have to check.
That's commercial now.
Yes.
That's commercial. You pay for it.
Okay.
It's all right. You're working towards having a fashion show.
Yeah.
Now, what do you seek to achieve? A fashion show, is it going to be like the normal fashion show, or is there going to be anything different? Because I would like to know what fabrics do you use in making your stuff?
I use various fabrics. I do not want to, like, you know, maybe just restrict myself to one particular kind of fabric. I use linen, I use Irish, Italian, the normal dry linen, pure cotton, our prints, also known as abada or akosobo, whatever make it is. I just, you know, I don't restrict myself, but I ensure that the fabrics I use would not run.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. I think even a refreshing moment speaking with you, and I'm glad that you are doing something that ordinarily a whole lot of Nigerian youth wouldn't want to get into. I'm just going to finally seek your advice for the younger ones out there. I do not know how much you think the government is doing for us, but apart from that, even with whatever rough edges, you know, we have, what advice do you have for younger ones who are probably in school or who have left school and are searching for jobs?
Okay, my advice to the younger ones out there, you just have to ask yourself, what do you really want to do with yourself? What gives you happiness? Because that's the first step. You have to be happy with whatever it is you want to do, and you also have to know what you do. The thing is, we don't have to, I say, we don't have to wait for the government. You have to start and then seek for help or assistance from the government. You have to let them know that you know what you want for yourself. You know what you want to do. Then however they can support you, can then come along.
Okay. Once again, my pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to give you what we call the professional handshake, which is a privilege on this show.
Thank you so much.
And you out there, if you want to be seated next to me discussing what you know how best to do, let us know. If you're a young person, especially if you're a young lady who has decided to make a difference like Lizzy is doing, we will be proud to feature you on this show. And that's what we seek to achieve. We are continuously seeking to have a better Nigeria where if we step out of this country, we shall be very proud to say we are Nigerians. We went to school in Nigeria. We practice in Nigeria because we are proud of who we are based on what we have up there. So far, so good. That's how it's been on the interview segment. I'll see you on the other show, on the other side to wrap up the show. Please stay. I'm afraid we are gradually coming to the end of the show today, Chat to the Professional, and I am sure you've been inspired by this young lady. I keep saying that on this show, that the whole essence of what we are trying to do is to encourage the younger ones to be better people. We would love you to get into school studying a course because you want to either come out and practice that or because you want to get knowledge, not because you simply want to go in there to come out with a certificate that you are not able to defend. Please, it's an encouragement I'm giving to the younger ones because I personally am afraid that 10 years away from now, we probably might not have quality people to take over from some of us. And that would be a disaster for this country. We have a lot of young ones there, particularly young ladies who are just looking for men, like I said, or like we discussed during our interaction, looking for who to pay their bills. And I am telling you, you are indeed a very special person. All you need to do is discover who you are. And you cannot achieve that until you have quality education. And that's why we have this program designed to encourage you. We're also calling on the corporate organizations to come be a part of what we are doing. If all we do is to sponsor musical, movie, reality shows, I wonder who will take over from you, you know, by the time you exit that chair where you take such decisions on what you have to do in your organization. If everybody becomes a singer or a rapper or an actor or an actress, then a time shall come when you will not have anybody to fix anything in your house or in your office, even your computers, not to talk of your generators, not to talk of even your daily schedules. Someone has to work on those things. And if we go entertainment all the way, I'm afraid we are going to run into problems. And that's why I am encouraging you, both the younger ones and the corporate organizations, let's see how we can have a better country, Nigeria. Let's see how we can have a better Africa. If you look around what's going on, it's because we've had bad governance, occasioned by ignorance of the people. I'm glad that a number of African countries, they are now waking up and saying no to bad governance and yes to good leadership. And I am hoping and praying that continuously we shall have core professionals who know what it is to be a governor, to be elected in positions of authority where we could have decisions that will impact positively on our lives as a people. So till next week when I come your way, I remain Martin Sobu, and I'm sure you have enjoyed today's package. If you have done, come next week is another date, and we expect you to tune in and be a part of what we do. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you next week.